his demise and the declaration of that seat as vacant will come off tomorrow. The NDC and the NPP will face off again in Akwatia. Aquatia doesn't seem to be a safe seat for any of the two major political parties because if you look at the 9 times that the elections have been held in Aquatia, it's been a 5-4. Will tomorrow be the even decider? Take a look at the security arrangements, also the last days are dangerous campaign, as they say, and then also the mood in Aquatia generally. Aquatia is in the eastern region, is a very diverse community, if you ask me. I remember in primary school, Mr. Richard Amamu would teach us and say what is synonymous with Aquatia, and would say diamonds. The diamonds of Aquatia. Aquatia is also predominantly a farming area. It's also cosmopolitan in its own right because lots and lots of people visit Aquatia for holiday purposes and for tourism purposes. But key among the things that the people of Aquatia are looking for, development, the piece of their national cake, which has been at the forefront of the campaigns that have been waged so far. Everybody seems to be talking about Aquatia. Just before you get to Kede, you branch off to the left, and if you're on the main road, you are straight in Aquatia. People in Aquatia are looking for their piece of the cake. The election tomorrow will or will not decide whether or not they get the portion of the cake that they've been looking forward to. And feel free to join us with your thoughts and comments as always on our Facebook page at 3FM927. We're streaming live. And you can also join us on X at 3FM927. We know that there's heavy police presence there. We know that in the past few days, the New Patriotic Party's Richard Anyabab has insisted that, well, the military should not be seen anywhere close to Aquatia because it will be treated as persona non grata. Helena Piampofo, Aquatia is in the news. Tomorrow is the big day. IGP Yohonu says, no bagawaya. If you cross, I will cross you. But is that all there is?
He also says that, he asked us, he says, do you know Black Maria?
Yes, I know Black Maria. That's the police vehicle.
Yes.
It's a tactical vehicle.
Yes, prison on wheels, he called it. He says that tomorrow the Black Maria is going to be in Aquatia for the by-elections.
For us, the Catholics, you say Black Maria, we take offense.
Oh, please don't. We actually got a...
Maria is Mary.
We got a history of Black Maria, and it's not the Catholic one, you know. So please, Catholics, take heart for us. It's not about Maria.
We are comforted. Yes.
Certainly. So ahead of tomorrow, we have some comfort given what we've heard from IGP Yohonu. However, if you listen to the two main parties, the NDC and the NPP, there seems to be already tension ahead of tomorrow, with each side claiming that the other is looking to foment trouble and that they are adequately prepared to meet them in the event that there is any kind of violence. And I found some of that rhetoric a little bit not palatable ahead of tomorrow, especially given what we saw in Ablekuma North. We also know that ahead of tomorrow's by-election, some guns and ammunition have been seized already, which is also very troubling because we've become very trigger happy as a people. You can't go to any event without, hearing gunshots.
Which is a sad thing indeed.
Very sad thing.
People now look at guns as a symbol of status in society. They think that it should be their first point of protection, if you will, and I think it's wrong. Look at what's happening. We digress a bit. The Homo festivities.
I mean,
people are dying left, right, center because we want to celebrate a festival.
A festival. It's getting one too many. So that comes as good news, and I'm hoping that if there's any more intelligence picked, that the Ghana Police Service can swoop in and get these troublemakers out of Aquatia. I mean, it's just a by-election. Also, I mean, politically, tactically, when you weigh up the numbers, I don't think this by-election should be one that should be as hot intense as it looks like it's going to be. What real difference does it make for the dynamics already as we have it in Parliament, such that we see some of the unfortunate scenes that have happened or transpired so far? You talked about what happened at the 1 week celebration, which I thought was in very poor taste. And if that is a sign of things to come, then we're heading in the wrong direction. What happened to waking up, going to your polling station, casting your vote, and going home?
Back home. Going back home. It's as simple as that. I mean, I don't think that it should be a very, very difficult situation. You know, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Now we know that once we have prominent party officials in the area, it draws a crowd. You know, you have personnel following, you have the opposite faction, also then with their counter executives and counter personalities, you know, aura for aura, as the kids will say. And so if you don't have the relevant pass, or you know that the EC will give to those who are supposed to be there,
don't go there.
Don't, just stay in Accra. Monitor. We are your election command center. Put your radio dial to 3FM 92.7. If you wish, turn your television to TV3. On any of our media general platforms, you can follow on in the elections from the comfort and safety of your own home. Nobody should pay you, give you any amount of money to go and mass up at any polling center, polling station, go and foment trouble, because the Black Maria is going to be there. IGP Yohonu says that he will not take any phone calls. If you are caught, no big man should call him and ask and beg for your release. I think we need to keep some of these things into perspective. But given what we've seen, Johnny, I've got to be honest. My honest assessment is that we have to keep our eyes and ears peeled and open for tomorrow.
Yeah, we certainly have to do. Let's go to Aquatia now. The chairman of the NDC, Johnson Asedun Ketia, had an occasion to address the final rally of the NDC in Aquatia. Listen to him.
Abuja for anyumre yedino tentembia yanimwa bekasa be na ocha abetwamui asompa wo hoi enchare asemtie ana asempapa so etia enunti yaba se yeba nyaba pere Akwatia empuntuo yama ntofako Yama Didie Enuntina Empani say Sauko and Noma Kromua Unyi prebo or Quaiso Enunti every Sabre Yaya Focosa Cosisa Breda Yabetu Abanawie Nadientia Yabaeno Yen Sabeka Na Yade lawyer Aqua Parliament. And one here, Obia Becount Aqua Enfino Obia Becount Aqua Messia Yade Enfino Wamu campaign or a day, I don't you campaign and ye Mousa Yati Hari. Wamoka, Wamodin, and Amada, Wamo Koba. Wamo Pamuta, Pansian View, Wamo Baku for some Contaqua. I don't say Ghana for Upatia, a Pentaqua, any partia, a passenger. Yandia, Yapa, Minum Puntio, Yanit Tamwa, Yadibaka Contaqua. I was here for. Babia yejire eye buadia meboa Obia himself from 1992 to Sabre buadia eye NDC stronghold Yasramo Wamo Sadan Homa Beye Niabako Se Omejina ha Woma Dini se buadia bedare Monkancha Omo se buadia When presidential candidate to Hakra Noa, Buadia will still be NDC. Now, Ebra, Nayan in the Obedi president, na obia nam say yentumba ni presidential candidate yentumba ni parliamentary candidate mpo boadia etuma NDC na eneya boadia president otia konwa so boadia here bibia yabekọ akobo na mania say stronghold ni fa we bra ni emfa nko boadia ena boadia beda na chi achira president Mahama na cha say omu hia mpuntu ana enunti yenua Solomon Asumadu yenua yantano ya penesempa yenimse our talent ewo business mu kwanye faso epesika Ghana so here smart businessmen they say Solomon nemo yampese yade square peg abekwa akosi round hole bo Bible kura kase aduma chadie no egu ahudo enti obi achadie ni se onim sika pe o businessman obi aso achadie ni se obeshi shamra no aye policies ya ebema economy no improve ama business for no atimi aye wo moduma na sika ba o manum enti esre nua Asumadu say 24-hour economy no businessmen ti say wo mo eni ehwe wo mo say ye improve business climate no ajuma be koso sika be ba
in the morning 92.7
enya ba pani for the be create sika eye businessmen ti say Solomon we be taking advantage of good policies to say 24-hour economy no now we ya juma anya mfaso na sika ba o manum enti sa abrofo na beba be sa juma no President Mahama say o pese o manu sika no etra o manu enti e be sremo on try say o ko say na da je wo parliament ho de ye koye mra wo ho mutia ye ya nyamra nim ni a onu ko no akosi samra no na o manu mo ayede na businessman for ti say mini Asumadu ni business be koso ya bompa ye manu say on twen na climate no ye no wako pesika e di aba ama bi aba boadua ne Aquatia mansin so ha eduru baabia yewiwe tikafo a ne ekoni ho eduru baabia yewiwe MP fo a wombekọ akoye mra ne ebu oman no na ye nyina ya ho atoye ne aba hwewe ya
3 FM the best in the morning
na
You heard Johnson Asidu Nketia, who is the national chairman of the National Democratic Congress earlier. And then just now you heard the vice president, the former vice president of the Republic, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, both effectively campaigning for their candidates. We'll take a look at some of the figures as we travel along this election command center. It's on 41 minutes after 8 here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. You don't want to miss a beat because all the action will be here. You don't need to be in Aquatia. Now, as we keep talking about the violence that we do not want to have in this particular by-election, because the IGP has given us the strictest and strongest indication that there will be none of such. The Black Maria, as we know now, is a station there. Sekutu Sebam. Let's go to Chereponi. Helen, I know that in 2009 something happened in Chereponi. We're talking election violence, yeah?
That's right, especially
what do we know?
By-election violence.
That's right.
Why by-elections seem to attract a lot of violence, I'm not entirely sure.
Well,
the stakes seem higher.
It's a tackle. I mean, if you were in the previous election, for example, in 2024, and you were hoping that you would clinch the seat, because we know that Aquatia seat, for example, the NDC wanted to win that seat, but they didn't get that seat. In fact, they actually went to court, fought and lost the seat to the MPP. NSC Alcomi subsequently represented the people for some time. However, if there's a by-election, the NDC then now believes that they can, get the seat back. The MPP also believes that, well, we won it, why not retain it? We can retain it. And that's why you have that pull and push usually, because it's a hindsight kind of thing. It's okay, so I lost eye on the ball here, but if I focus, I will get in. That's what inspires, I think, electoral violence. But what do we know from Chereponi in 2009?
All right. So during the by-elections, Chereponi 2009, one person killed, several injured. Gunfire and stone throwing erupted. In fact, that's what characterized this by-election. Now, the violence overshadowed NDC's narrow win. You'll see, if you're watching us, especially on Facebook, that graph there that indicates that when it comes to that constituency, it hasn't been a clear win over the years or over the election period for one particular party.
That's correct.
So you see that battle between the NDC and the NPP, somewhat like you see in other constituencies, not quite like Aquatia, but also in that same regard, there's no clear winner. And that's what makes the stakes even higher. For example, in Comrade Mutale's constituency, Tamale Central, you won't see this kind of graph, for example. If you look at the numbers and the margins, quite high indeed. But where the numbers look close, that's where it becomes a battle royale. And so as far as by-elections go, you'll often hear Chereponi because of the level to which it escalated. One killed, several injured.
I will have to cut you and go back to Aquatia, where Eric Mawena Gbeta has some fresh updates. Mawena.
Because they all said that, yes, officially no campaigns today, but they will not stop at anything. They'll be going door to door to ensure that the message is sent to as many people as possible so they can cross that finish line. A lot of them are still resting as at 7 a.m. when we're checking in with the teams. But for now, if you come to the township, there are mounted police barricades. Not that they've not been here all throughout, but there is increased searches by the police who are stopping every vehicle that's coming through, whether it's a V8, whether it's a private vehicle, it's a taxi. They are going through the paces, asking that boots be opened, and they are conducting thorough searches on all of these vehicles that have been coming through the Aquatia township this morning. Whether you're coming in or you're going out, the police is ensuring that they are checking these vehicles and making sure that no weapons, call it what, is being conveyed by anybody into the township and out of it. And so you're seeing that thorough search, and it's caused quite a bit of a traffic this morning as well, as we continue to see a lot more of the police transitioning in and out of the place in terms of ensuring that security is quite tight and ensuring that the election tomorrow is peaceful from start to the end. And so all throughout, I mean, the citizenry have been comporting, they've been understanding of the police and the task they are up on, and it's been smooth throughout. I've seen personally, since we've been at this particular checkpoint, a number of V8s, very tinted glasses. They had all of it rolled down. They searched through the boots and everything, made sure everybody was clean before they ushered them onwards to continue with their business. And that's why it's been like Roland, even as we've seen some of the political, branded vehicles moving in around and honking quite loudly, seeking to campaign, if you ask me. That's what it's been like in the Aquatia township as of now, Roland.
On 3FM, the best in the morning.
We are going to protect every voter in this constituency and make sure, sir, Obia casting a vote. Abra and Tokwa NCA. We are law-abiding party. Ne momno omu disia yebeka. Obia nyebe mancha obia. Ya mami enyi nsa ya busume nkron. Wa wo dia pa ho kra na wa busume tu. Adenti na atira mani pada sani esisi. The Muslim a brother munya kukudro. Nam kodi line so. No bia tunaba. Sa utuaba ni wia. Me ba e metie munyumu ya wo boy. Osie wo. Mo bonesia mo kire se ampa. Mo koko na mo nsuo bia. Eba no mi ensa obia megina police station. Na wo hwe bi. Na fe yan hwe mema. Omsi o baba tam ballot boxes na akọ. A police force me touch na womo. They respect her. Ye bumo. Na nanu bia bia mo ya wa blekuma no. Mo ya ye baba mo show down. Trouble. If you say a police force in a hall, now you're Pejaka Brani actually. Appear to be a carry and not defend yourself. I said defend yourself. By 3 o'clock, we will be at the polling station to man the polls, and we shall see the men in this country.
As Kennedy Ejapon, former member of parliament for Asin Central, presidential candidate hopeful on the ticket of the NPP. Hopefully he wants to be president of the republic. As well, if the police does, they will give them showdown. Why are you laughing, LA?
Showdown part 2.
Yeah, showdown part 2. The first one.
We didn't see the first one.
Oh no, the first one it was a show in. Yeah. This is a show that's going to be a showdown.
We're promised a showdown part 1, but this time around, this one goes to the police. Hey, the police and military, they are collecting some instructions and warnings, it appears. On one end, we heard from the likes of Richard Ahyangba. He says that the military will be treated like thugs if they invade the space. But are they not part of the electoral security personnel supporting
they are.
actors?
I think on Saturday, somebody said on Key Points, I don't remember who, or one of the Saturday morning, news analysis programs that he cannot repeat what the military are used for in elections. And I said, well, he cannot repeat on air. And I said, well, what could the military have been used for in the past? Which is why there's the scare to now have them as part of the security architecture for this present, by-elections. Is it telling us that in the past something happened It's a big conversation to have.
Indeed.
But in the last election, just to refresh your memory, the Aquatia constituency voted in this manner. Ernest Kumi, now late, whose demise has caused occasioned this by-elections, polled 19,269 of the votes, representing 52.83% of the votes. Henry Yadon Boache of the NDC polled 17,206 of the votes, representing 47.17. That's not too wide a gap, but it's quite a gap, if you ask me. And so the MPP won the elections in Aquatia on that score, on the ticket of the MPP. NSCL Kumi stood, campaigned, and won the elections. Quite unassuming, very young, affable gentleman. I know him personally, so I know what it is like. But if you look at the electoral record, since 1992, the MPP has held a narrow 5-4 edge over the NDC in the constituency, making Aquatia a swing seat and a bellwether for national trends. And we do know that this rivalry has been shaped by its mining economy, the diverse voter base. We spoke about Diamond, we spoke about the fact that it's a farming community as well. They have other businessmen. I mean, you have tough, very big businessmen coming in there. In 1992, we do know that the NDC had no contest because they went unopposed in that place because of the MPP's boycott of the elections. In 1996, the NDC wins the first competitive elections against the NPP in Aquatia. The NPP's breakthrough came in the year 2000 with the advent of the Kufuor administration. So 1992, 1996, the NDC won, and then 2000 in comes the NPP. They won that seat there. In 2000, Kingston Akomenkisi captured the seat against the NDC's Alaji Y.A. Amankwa, polling 15,483 of the votes, representing 53.6%, to Amankwa's 12,803, representing 44.3%. It's instructive. It's always 50-something against 40-something, 50-something against 40-something. A margin of 2,680 votes with 28,891 total valid votes cast and 614 rejected ballots. The MPP's economic liberalization policies resonated with the Aquatia mining area. They're talking about aligning with J. Kufuor's whole, idea of, if you like, the reset at the time, for want of a better expression. It was 56.9% in the runoff. President Kufuor had a runoff before he could become president, right?
That's right.
In the year 2000, there was a runoff.
That's right.
Alliance, the Alliance, the Alliance, so that was brought in. And in 2004, the MPP retained that seat. They beat NDC's Baba Jamal. Kingston again, stood his grounds and beat Baba Jamal, who later went on to become the NDC. Now the NDC came back in 2008 stronger. That was when Baba Jamal won the first elections. Baba Jamal polled 17,777 of the votes, representing 50.9%. Asari, who contested with him on the ticket of the NPP, won 17,160. That's 49.1%. So again, 50.9, 49.1. So quite close indeed. There were a total number of 34,937 votes, 664 rejected ballots. The result aligned again in 2008. Guess what? So in 2000 it was President Kufuor, and then in 2008 it was Jonathan Mills who had won the election again with a round 3.
That's right.
You get a point.
Round 2, round 3.
Good. And then in 2000 it was also a round 2. You get the point.
Yeah.
Good. So each time there's been something like that, Aquatia aligns with whoever is getting, if you look at the analysis carefully. Then NDC narrowly defends the Aquatia seat in 2012, because in 2012, Baba Jamal held a seat for the NDC against Kofi Asare of the MPP. It was a tight race. We remember that Baba Jamal polled 19,811 votes, representing 50.4%. Kofi Asare got 19,517 votes. That's not African Education Watch Kofi Asare, by the way. 59.6% of the votes, a margin of 294 votes. So from the 2,000 and whatever votes, it dropped to 294 votes. That's how slim the win was for Baba Jamal. In fact, the rejected ballots, 614, was more than the total number of votes that Baba Jamal won the election with.
Wow.
You got the point. So Baba Jamal got 19,811 votes. That's 50.4%. Kofi Asare got 19,517. That's 49.6%. The margin of the win was 294 votes. Now, if you look at the number of rejected ballots, that's 614 votes, which is more than what Baba Jamal won the elections with. Allegations of malpractice by the MPP. They said no. They went to the Supreme Court. They challenged the presidential elections. You remember, it was a year-long battle. Eventually, was affirmed. John Dramani Mahama was affirmed winner. And then the MPP comes back stronger in 2016, landslide victory. A rebound, Messi, Edu Jemfi, Amase. Remember Amase, the hairdresser?
I remember Amase, the hairdresser.
Good. Defeated Baba Jamal. It did him doso. Edu Jemfi secured 22,981 votes. That's 60.6%. Baba Jamal got 17,453 votes. That's 39.4%. So that's a sharp dip. A margin of 5,528 votes. Never happened before in Aquatia. The largest victory that the MPP has gotten in Aquatia. And again, the rejected ballots, 541 votes. Then you come and look at, and Amase's win again will come with Nanado's third trial.
That's right.
So I want you to mark there 2000, 2008, 2016. It all had, some very footprint. Then we'll come to 2020. Henry Yadom Boache captured the Aquatia seat, narrowly defending the MPP's defeating NSCL Kumi. Right? So that was 2000. That was the first time that NSCL Kumi had tried, but lost to Yadom. He got 19,899 votes. That's 51.5%. Kumi got 18,742. That's 48.5% of the votes. A margin of 1,000 from 5,000. Now to 1,157 votes, with some 541 rejected ballots. This 541 is represented also in the previous elections. So they are stuck in their corner. We'll reject the votes, we'll reject the ballots, we'll spoil the ballots. Now comes 2020, which is which results has occasioned this. NSCL Kumi of the MPP won against Henry Yadom, who beat him in 2020, polling 19,269 votes. That's 52.83%. Boache polled 17,206, which represent 47.17%, a margin of 2,000. So he upped the game, 2,063 votes, and the rejected ballots dropped now to 294. The NDC contested their results. We know it went to the Koforidua High Court. They barred Kumi's swearing in. Kumi swore in, said damn the consequences, took the oath. He died shortly thereafter, and Vice President Baumia says, well, it's because he went to court, he had BP and all of that. And so this is just to give you a heads up on what's been happening in Aquatia since 1992, actually. And this is your election command center. You always get the facts and the details here and the analysis as we speak, and we will give you all the details. Eric Mawenagbeta is in Aquatia. He shared the mood there, and Helen, you can see the police clearly stopping every vehicle and checking.
That's right.
I hope this stays till the elections are over.
Well, we were told by IGP Yohonu ahead of the by-election that some 600 police personnel had been deployed to the area. But in total, I think the expectation is that 5,000 plus police personnel will be in the area to monitor the by-election process. So for the benefit of those of you who were not watching it, we saw a policeman stopping a vehicle, asking the people in the car or the driver to get down, open the boot, and actually examining what was in the boot. I suppose if there are any weapons, if there's any ammunition, that is how it is going to be intercepted. We've mentioned the Black Maria time without number, also to send that caution out that the police personnel are determined, or at least are telling us that they are determined to halt anybody that is looking to foment trouble. We've talked at length about what happened in Ablikwa North. When we woke up that morning and that wasn't even a by-election, a simple rerun of some 19 police stations devolved into just pure chaos. This time round, we have a full by-election. Thousands of people expected to go to various polling centers to cast their votes. The stakes are even higher. We've seen that fierce battle so far between the NDC and the NPP. For those who were listening to that audio there from Kennedy Ejapon, he says, we are all men. We've been in the stomach for 9 months, at most, some of you 10 months. And he said, defend yourself, defend yourself, defend yourself. This is some of the rhetoric that I was commenting on before that is going to fuel, or shall I say, fertilize the soil tomorrow for any kind of trouble that we see. Again, following that 1 week celebration, you heard from the likes of Mustafa Gbande of the NDC saying that they are disappointed in the actions of the NPP. If that is the tangent that they are going to go on, they as well are prepared to meet them. And the foot soldiers, they are inspired by this
they are
rhetoric.
Inspired by some of these utterances. And, you know, a clear example is what happened at the funeral, the 1 week observation of NSG Alkumi.
I was sad.
Even though they were, you know, observing and weeping and mourning and all of that, a certain tone and a certain mentality had, you know, seeped into everything that was happening there, and you could clearly see that it was pure partisanship that was being, you know, practiced and paraded at this particular point. It's sad, very, very sad that, look, we tend to disagree and be disagreeable at the same time. You can disagree with me and not be disagreeable. The unprintable words asking people to go and foment trouble and to defend themselves, or and what does it mean? Have we suddenly lost interest and confidence in the police and the security authorities? What are we teaching the people? I mean, is this a do or die affair, really?
Is it really? When we look at the landscape, is this particular by-election? It's not at all.
It's not. You see, that was why I said, in agreeing and standing with the IGP, I said I expect the IGP to be a man of his word.
Right.
What he said he will do with the Black Maria, and the caution he sent out to politicians and the big men, as we call them, the big men.
That's right.
Way ahead of time, that when he arrests people, nobody should call him to tell him release this person or release that person. He has served notice on that one as well. And I expect him to do that. I also said that he has the full backing of the law. If we pick our electoral laws, they give him enough gravitas to be able to do that.
Right.
If you pick scan and monitor the media landscape, the media gives you the courage to be able to do that. Because the media is there with you, will report on your behalf what happens. And I mean, we always say the video is there. It will prove anything.
Yeah.
If your men are indeed and truly enforcing the law, the videos will be there to show. And nobody can take you on.
That's right.
Even if they want to remove you from office before your time because of this, you will have people rising to your defense.
That's correct.
Because the videos will be there. So all of this is now in the hands of the IGP. And I am happy also to have heard the announcement that there will not be military deployment to Aquatia.
Is that the official communique?
Yes.
Because there seems
that
to
came
be
from him.
Okay.
Well, but so the point is that, is he saying that there will not be at all, even as a last line of resort? Because we know that
the tape I listened to, I'm not sure I heard anything about
because
that.
the way elections have been conducted in this country, the military is always called in as a last line of resort. Even though the previous elections we saw that the military is often used, you know, as either the first or second layer. But we know how things could degenerate.
Yes,
especially
they are sitting under some tree somewhere, waiting for
instructions.
A call.
Yes.
Say, oh, rush here.
Exactly.
I am one of those who have always advocated
in the last
Johnny.
election, for example, the last election we saw tanks moving around. You remember that?
Yes.
Right. Which is not.
It's a no for some of us. I have always advocated that the thinking, the standard actually is a standard, that there should be no military deployment on home soil.
Right.
It's applicable in all situations. And that the Ghana Police Service is well trained enough, well equipped enough to be able to quell any kind of violence from anywhere. And this is not a national scale election. This is one constituency. The Ghana Police Service has the Form Police Unit. They have the
counterterrorism,
CTU. They have SWAT. They have all the units. And my understanding is that the training for personnel at all these levels differ and vary. And they are used for different purposes.
That's correct.
Okay.
As their names imply.
As their names imply. So you cannot tell me that the Form Police Unit or the SWAT team cannot deal with some riotous crowd. If they cannot, then do we still need them?
I think also that it's because we over time have, and I'll go back to this conversation about proper police, political police, protocol police. I listened to an interview with Major General Kwame Anyedoho, who said that, look, if he had a grandson or a nephew who wants to join the military, he would encourage them to join, but he will not be the one to go and lobby for them to get a slot in there, because he wants them to join by merit or on merit, and not because they know somebody. Now, sometimes you find, and this is not to denigrate our police, but you find some police personnel, some military personnel, some fire service personnel, some prison personnel, and you find them and you clearly can tell that they don't know what they are about.
The training didn't enter.
No, they don't know what they are about. I've had occasion to show many times here how people have been given 2 weeks training, some even joking with their training, and then the next moment, they are in uniforms and
improper footwear and all of that.
Exactly. I showed all of that here on Johnny's Bite. So it's not, I am not the one orchestrating it. We as a country have decided to put ourselves in a certain way, to the point where the people now have come to be made to believe that, look, the military is the group that is properly trained and we can count on or bank our hopes on. The police needs to give us more. If you look at what the police did at Asin North, 800 plus policemen. The IGP at the time himself, Dampare, was the man in charge. And he says, if you have not been detailed there, don't cross the line.
Don't go there.
You get the point. There's a regional police commander, but he took charge of the operations and says, no bagawire.
Same strategy we are seeing.
And nothing happened there. Anybody who wanted to foment trouble, they were picked, to a point where, at the time, General Secretary of the MPP, Justin Kodri said, we are in government, we are in government. He literally, he sounded frustrated.
Like, give us some room, give us space to also maneuver.
But then the IGP said, no, I know my work, and we have to do. I want IGP Yohono to come to the table with that kind of stiff hand and say, look, you want to cause trouble, I have a duty to protect the people. I have a duty to keep the peace. I will not allow you. If you misbehave, Black Maria is waiting for you. I want his yes to be yes and his no to be no.
Exactly.
That is the only way that people can have confidence in it. Because as it stands now, the MPP is looking over their shoulders. I don't know what they have done in the past, either with the police or with the military, in terms of local elections or by-elections or whatever elections. But to the extent that nothing has gone wrong, but they're already raising red flags, it gives you a certain indication that they may have done something in the past that they fear could happen again. Because now they are not the ones calling the shots. They are ones at the mercy of those calling the shots. Again, if you flip the coin, will the NDC now be using that as a payback time? To say, when you had power, you use these people to intimidate. So we will also, is that what it is going to be?
I say no to that.
So we must know that we are building a nation.
That's right.
We must know that this is just one seat out of the 276. It has been made vacant because somebody died, and we have to fill in the slot so the people of Aquatia can also have a representation in parliament and not be treated like Sal. And that's it. Pick your card,
2 no's to the
walk to the polling station,
vote.
check, vote,
go back home.
Go home. 5 p.m. Come, You can stand at a distance, watch.
Outside of the designated
10
area.
to 3 FM 92.7 will give you the coverage.
will
If
be
you
there.
like, if you have color TV, 10 on TV3, any media general platform, just 10 on the television, 10 on the radio. We've got you covered. You don't have to be there at the mercy of anybody. But also, I wanted to quickly say that as far as we are concerned, there'll be journalists on the ground. We're also looking to see how security personnel, in particular the police, interact with us. I mean, journalists were slapped at Ablekuma North. For what reason? And we know that some action has been taken. We also are hoping to see some better police-journalist relations come tomorrow. That will also be marking the police on that score. You didn't score very well in Ablekuma North. Please, we're scoring you tomorrow as well. How you deal and handle us, deal with us. We're also taking notes. And also there is the news that some persons were fined 6,000 Ghana cedis, those who went to foment trouble in Ablekuma North. I think that also sends a signal there that some action will be taken if you misbehave. We're told straight from the Black Maria to your designated cell, and from there, we're hoping that you're going to court.
Let's go on the phone line now. Emmanuel Cotton is Executive Director, Africa Center for Security and Counterterrorism, is joining us now. Emmanuel, good morning. Thank you for your time.
Johnny, thank you for having me, and very good morning to your cherished listeners.
From where you sit, are we ready for Aquatia tomorrow in terms of the security briefings and the updates that you hear the police giving out to the public?
I think so far so good. I think the onus now relies on the stakeholders, and that's the NDC and the NPP. If they want this by-election to be peaceful, I think we'll have a peaceful one, given what the police have put in place so far. And I even understand they co-opted some elements of the military into Aquatia. You know, the National Election Task Force, it comprises of all the security agencies, not only the police. So I think based on intelligence they have gathered, they decide to add some minimal military deployment. But I think their duty is not mainline policing, but it's a standby force in case any trouble begins. My only appeal is to the constituents. You see, if you go and make problems or trouble, you face the music yourself. Don't allow any political party to deceive and use you as a pawn for any form of violence. They should bring their own children and wives. If violence is so a good thing to do it. So we will continue to sensitize the good people of Aquatia. Go exercise your rights as a voter. Leave the voting center to your home peacefully. Wait until 5 p.m. when elections are declared. Another thing we want to see is proper accreditation for all the media houses who are participating in the elections, so that we don't witness what happened in Ablekuma North. If you speak to many of the senior police officers, accreditation is often a challenge. And more often than not, some journalists also feel they have so much power they can do as they wish. When security operations are invoked, there are strict protocols. And basically, you, the journalists and the police, your work is about the same thing. We are looking for the best outcome for any process that will be beneficial to whoever is involved in the process. So I think moving forward, we need to have a conversation, probably through more summonness, to bridge that gap between journalists and the police or our security agencies. But we don't see a repeat of what has been happening in the past.
Now, again, the police is telling us that the military will not be part of this whole enterprise in terms of supervising the elections security-wise. Is that the best decision they could have taken?
Yeah, it's the best decision, but in operational terms, nothing is static. Everything is dependent on intelligence. And whatever intelligence they gather, they could kind of make changes and things like that. And like I mentioned, the National Electoral Task Force doesn't comprise only of the police. It comprises the other sister agencies. That's what I said, that everything by leadership has effect. It was the late defense minister who said under his watch as defense minister, he would never allow the military to be involved in any elections in this country unless at the last resort when they are really needed. That's why even in Ablukumano, he was there with Honorable Mutaka and asserted that they didn't need military. Then the military were not sent to Ablukumano. But we have a new person who is acting as the defense minister. So the dynamics will not be the same. And we always say that never say never. You understand? And from the intelligence I picked and from briefing from senior security officers, my understanding is that they are there as a standby force in case any trouble begins and is beyond the means of the police. Now, we equally have to charge the police. Go there and make your boss proud. You are trained to be a professional police personnel to enforce the law without fear or favor. If you go there and you begin to do politics and you are fish out, I think the IGP should have a zero tolerance for some of these things and begin to serve very deterrent measures by way of service inquiry on such officers. And the other aspect of it is, I want to plead with the MPP. Tomorrow is gone. No matter what we do, you can bring tomorrow back. We are looking at today, which is before us, and other days ahead of us. I understand the conviction of the 8th didn't sit well with many Ghanaians because it's not been deterrent enough. I was looking for a custodial sentence. But it has happened. At least some form of justice has been done. I will just plead with the NPP to let sleeping dogs lie. If you look at the projections, it's a tight race. It could be anybody's win. So they should keep their heads very high, get their teams to be very peaceful. The other side equally do the same thing. And at the end of the day, democracy benefits. Many people are making propaganda that they are bringing the military to rig the elections. They said they were not going to bring military to any form of elections or in Aquatia. Operational-wise, that cannot be true. Even the moral compass of democracy in Ghana, in the world, the moral compass of democracy in the world, which is the United States of America, look at how they have militarized their capital in the name of fighting crime. So who are we? If we have some intelligence on the ground and we have to do things of this nature to keep everybody peaceful. The stakes in Aquatia to me are not so high because it will not change any dynamics in the House of Parliament. NDC have the absolute majority already. I think it is a moment of truth for both parties. Looking at how contentious the 2024 election was. NDC said they won, MPP said they won. It ended up in court, and the court declaring my good brother Neskumi, who is late now, as the winner. So it's a moment of truth, so to speak, to see who really won the elections, even though the dynamics are not the same. So I don't see any form of supremacy here that may raise the elections at Aquatia to be high. So the stakes are not high at all.
I see. Now, in wrapping up with you, I know that tomorrow also The security arrangements are done and dusted, but how should the people themselves in Aquatia be conducting business? We do know that Kennedy Japan, a leading member of the MPP, has told supporters of the MPP that they should defend themselves. In P, he says, how should they be conducting themselves, the electorates?
See, Johnny, people who are looking to lead this country should not be making statements like this. So at best, I would say that they are political talk. The police are well trained, they are well resourced, they have been given instructions to act without fear or favor. So if you listen to these political leaders who are cooling off with their children and wives abroad in the air conditions, and you go and make trouble, you are on your own. We must learn lessons from the TikTokers. I understand the presenter Utumi TV or whatever is still under remand.
He's been granted bail. Hero. You mean Hero? I mean Hero.
Hero has been granted bail now.
Yes,
but
Hero.
He was there for some time. He said he was stronger than appetite.
The Hero couldn't save himself. He had to be saved.
So they should learn from some of these things. And I also think that the police should scale up their operations by way of technology. You know, under Dampare, we acquired these body cams. I think they were worth about $5 million.
Right.
So any personnel on operation tomorrow should have a body cam so that they can record in real time activities and interactions that are happening to make sure that there's trust within the or between the stakeholders. I think another thing they've done, I'm happy, is by way of technology, they've zoomed up the whole constituency and they monitor every activity remotely, which is an indication that you may think you are doing something, but you are being watched. So just go out there, exercise your franchise, go home. Whoever is declared the winner, the good people of Aquatia have spoken. And like I always say, we are not going to war. It's just an election.
Thank you. Emmanuel Cotton, we are grateful that you could speak to us this morning here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. That's right. It's a counter-terrorism and security expert joining us here. We do know that 49-year-old member of parliament for a new job in South, Michael Otribefi, businessman, former deputy minister, he's been speaking. He says, well, the MPP loses there's a by-election, he certainly is going to resign from parliament. Listen to him.
MPP will take the seat. The margin will be very slim. I believe we'll win the election, but the margin will not be too wide. But we'll win. We'll win, I'm telling you.
What makes you so confident?
Because of what the work we have done. We have engaged, we have engaged, we have campaigned, we have prosecuted a campaign that has not happened in the history of this constituency before. We have done whatever we have to do. We've done everything we need to do. We've done it. We've engaged so well, and the people have given us assurance. The good news is that there's a young man who had so much a bright future, but he couldn't achieve his aims. So the people want to at least give us the opportunity again to continue. And the fact that this guy, to our candidate, has a very strong goodwill in town. I mean, he's somebody who has done so well for the people. He's so generous. He has paid people's school fees. He has sponsored a lot of people, education and business. So this gives him advantage, over his competitors. So I believe that we have a false start. We have a false start in these elections. And confidently, I'm telling you, mark my words, I can even tell you that if we lose this election, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win these elections. We'll win. If we lose these elections, I'll resign as a member of parliament. I'm telling you, we'll win. By close of day Tuesday, you see that we have won the elections. And that's what, because I believe the work we have done and the God we serve. The God we serve is a good God, and He has given us hope that we'll win the elections. Thank you.
There you heard Michael Otribefi, is member of parliament for New Job in South. He's a 49-year-old parliamentarian, former deputy minister, businessman, former Free Zones Authority boss.
Says if we lose this election, I will resign. Helen, stakes are high.
He said they have 4 stars.
No, he meant
A false start is an unsuccessful attempt to begin something. An unsuccessful attempt.
No, I'm not sure that's what he meant.
Maybe I didn't
That was what
hear
he
it
meant.
well.
No.
He said we have a false start.
No. I'm sure they have a good start.
No, Oxford Dictionary said false start.
No, I'm saying
A
that
false start is an unsuccessful attempt to begin something. An invalid start to a race.
What is going on?
MPP will take the seat. The margin will be very slim. I believe we'll win the election, but the margin will not be too wide. But we'll win. We'll win, I'm telling you.
What makes you so confident?
Because of what the work we have done. We have engaged, we have engaged, we have campaigned. We have prosecuted a campaign that has not happened in the history of this constituency before. We have done whatever we have to do. We've done everything. Everything we need to do, we've done it.